All right, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, my name is Jesu Alfred, and of course, I'm the Swag King, the boss of all bosses, and I happen to be among the most innocent guys on the face of planet Earth. Like the season, I tell people, I came, I saw, and of course, I conquered, because the street refused to go to church. I made up my mind that I was definitely going to take the church to the street. Not only that, we may have Christ with a whole lot of swag, and this is discovering the gold mine. And of course, before we go into details, I would like to go on a very short break, so go nowhere. I'll be right back shortly. Now, welcome back from the short break, and of course, my name is Jesu Alfred, and of course, with me on set is the one and only Apostle Tony. Apostle, how's everything, sir?
Thank you, Jesus. Lord bless you.
All right, Lord bless you too. And today we are actually looking at time. Is time actually the greatest enemy we have on the face of planet Earth? Is time our enemy? Sometimes people say the time has passed. Oh, you're supposed to do something at so time. The time has passed. I'm sorry, we cannot attend to you again because the time has passed. So is time really the greatest enemy we have on the face of planet Earth? First of all, let me ask Apostle, sir, what is time?
Yes, when you talk about time from a universal perspective, we look at time as a continuous succession of events in an apparent irreversible succession series that cuts across the past, the present, and the future.
Okay.
Then in the universal language, wherever you go, they say time is exact time. So if it's 4 p.m., it's 4 p.m.
Okay.
We're looking at time as exact time. Another word for time, again, is a progression of events.
Okay.
That's why we're using universal language now, progression of events. So the progression of events has to do with successions or series or phases of events. But time itself is a reference frame to success or to failure.
Okay.
So if we look at it that way, time is not the enemy of man, but a friend. So if you use time and is your reference to success, it becomes your friend.
Okay.
And if it's a failure, it becomes your enemy.
Okay.
So if not, time is equivalent to what God created. Like they said, water does not have enemy.
All right.
So we look at the sea, water. This water does not have enemy. That means the sea does not have an enemy. The air also does not have an enemy. The land does not have an enemy. These are three things God created: sea, air, land. They are not enemies, but a friend to man. But it is your utilization of it that gives a result, whether it's your enemy or it's your friend.
Okay. So now, but in a nutshell, what is the best way for one to manage his or her time?
Yes, the best way to manage our time, if we look at every devices, every machinery produced by a manufacturer has a laid down principles or rules and regulations. It's just like your camera now.
Okay.
A layman cannot just come and operate the camera the way your company will operate it.
All right.
So because you follow the rules and regulations, the procedure, but a layman does not just come. So also in life, God has set down a laid down procedure. Okay. And he said in Ecclesiastes 3:1, he said there is time for everything. Okay. A time to plant, I'm paraphrasing now. Yeah. A time to plant and a time to pluck that which is planted.
All right.
So which means that God has used time as a structure, as a guide to us, using it effectively. So we're talking about effective usage of timing. So when we use time effectively, then we can now achieve what we are supposed to achieve, because everything God created, I say in the beginning was God. Yeah. I only said that. And when you go to your verse 5, verse 6 of the same Genesis 1, it said, and God said, let there be a light. And there was light. And he separated the greater light from the lesser light. And so let the greater light rule the day, and the lesser light rule the night. And in verse 8 of it, Genesis 1, in verse 8 of it, it now said, then this become the evening and the morning. Okay. That is night and day. Also, when you go to verse 13, it says, and this become the evening and the morning. You go to verse 9, it says, and this become the evening and the morning. So which means in Genesis 1, in the creation of God for succession or for successful profitability, God brought in time
Okay.
And the time was what I say evening and morning. So if you don't work in the morning, then you must, and you need to sleep in the evening at night.
Okay.
So if you don't work in the morning, that means you must work at night.
Okay.
So there's a timing for you, time to work. And God said, and the Bible said in Genesis same 1, it said, and when God finished his work, he rested the evening.
Okay.
So which means the morning hours is to work and the night time is to rest.
Okay.
So how do we effectively use it is to bring in the rules, the guide on the machine. You bought a new phone. Some person don't read through the rules and regulations. They just take out because they know phone, the sizing.
Yeah.
No, we must rule the letter on it so that we can be properly guided and to use it effectively so that we can effectively use the phone or the new item we have bought. So utilize life of time, we must be able to read the manual of time in God's creation.
Okay. So, but how do we read the manual of time? Because I've seen a lot of persons, okay, being not able to manage their time has got into a lot of problems. Okay, first of all, they ask you to leave the office because why you come late continuously, not just once. Okay, now it has become your habit. Now sometimes you try to ensure that you keep to time, but yet you see yourself adapting to the same old ways. Right now, somebody will say, okay, we're all meeting by 5, and they say, okay, 5, that means they are going to start by 6. So why do we have that mindset? Some people can actually go as far as saying it's not African man time, so 5 not 5. So does that mean that the Africans are the only ones that are used to not managing their time?
Yes, it's not that the Africa are the ones mostly, but let's put the word mostly because we say most often.
Yeah.
So the Africans apply it more.
Okay.
Because when we look at the white, not the red or brown, we look at the white, the pure whites, and we say the Europeans. They keep to time.
Okay.
Just like the scenario you just gave, that people go to the office, it's late. Now they've already planned to fail because it's against the office procedure. And if they say 8 a.m. and you close it by 5 p.m., you find out that those who comes late, that don't keep to that morning time by 8 a.m., they are the one that before 5 o'clock they want to close. Okay. In the closing time. So watch, they are the same people. They come late and don't close earlier. Okay. And in a minute past 5, they are shouting, why they don't want, why you have to close, it's closing time. But they forgot that they came late.
All right.
So those who have already planned to fail. Okay. So you cannot, because I said a time to plant. Ecclesiastes 3:1. And a time to pluck that which was planted. So now there must be a time you go to the office and a time to close. There must be a time you invest and a time to harvest the investment. Okay. That's what the Bible is trying to tell us. So what are we saying in this nutshell? That time is only your friend when you know when to invest. Time is investment. Okay. Just like we say money is investment. But the greatest investment is not just the money, is the time. Okay. Knowing when to invest the money is another thing. Right. And that is where time supersedes money. Okay. Where I said time and chance in Ecclesiastes 9:1. It said time and chance happens to them all. That means in time there must be an opportunity. It's the opportunity that is the chance. And when you calculate it and you that's what somebody has hit jackpot. That's how you see your blessings come. Because you know when to sow the seed. Okay. You know when to invest when you are working with time. Okay. Time is an essential factor in our life. Okay. Knowing when and exactly when to invest and when to plant.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, seeing on our topic, is time actually the greatest enemy we have on the face of planet Earth? Don't forget, my name is Omojeso Alfred, and of course, and with me on set is Apostle Tony. I would like to go on a very short break, so go nowhere. I'll be right back shortly. Alright, come back from the break. Don't forget, my name is Omojeso Alfred, and this is Discovering the Gold Mine. And of course, with me on set is Apostle Tony, and we are looking at time. Time. Is time really the greatest enemy we have on the face of planet Earth? Like, I as a person, I love using that phrase, saying time is the greatest enemy we have on the face of planet Earth. Because why? We cannot buy back those time the locust, the caterpillar, and the cankerworm has taken away from us. But apostles say, no. Time is actually like water. Water does not have enemies. So time literally does not have enemy. But apostles saying on the topic. So how can one manage his or her time? Now because sometimes we look at the challenges alone without bringing out the solution. So with the next few minutes we have, how can one manage his or her time?
Now, remember that the Bible said, when men sleep, the devil so tasks.
Yeah, okay.
So to manage our time, we must know when to sleep and when not to sleep.
Okay.
When to be at work, when to be investing, when to be hustling. We need to know that.
Right.
Now, the Bible says, watch and pray, so you do not fall into temptation.
Okay.
Watching and praying has to do with timing.
All right.
Because what are you watching? Christ said in Mark, he said, are there not 12 hours in the day? So that means Christ himself was working with time.
Okay.
God brought in time from the creation. I said, and the evening and morning were the first day. And in a day, we know that there's 24 hours. And in the day is 12 hours, night is 12 hours. So God brought in time from Genesis chapter 1. So which means that in every beginning, we are in the beginning of a new year, 2023. And this is the month of January. So if we have not been bringing time into our project, into our plans, it's now time that we should bring time into it. Sit down and plan. And said, by this time, this is what I want to achieve. By this time, this is what I want to achieve. And not just writing it down, but following it up. Faith without work is dead. You also write a procedure in which you are going to achieve it. And then you now watch and pray. Why are you watching and pray? That is walking and hustling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is where we ask Apostle to draw the curtain. And of course, don't forget, we're going to be having Apostle here with us next week, because we are going to be bringing out a topic that we're definitely going to edify you. Today, Apostle told us on how we can manage our time. Now you know how to manage your time, because according to Solomon, he said, time and chance happens to them all, because the race is not to the swift, neither the battle is to the strong. Okay, so Apostle, before we go, I would like you to give us a little bit of your details where we can get to meet you to worship alongside with you.
Okay, we are a Touch from God Ministries located at number 7 Minishinda Street, Elimbu, in the heart of Port Harcourt. Our days of activities are Tuesdays from 8 a.m. to 12 noon is our fasting and prayers. And from 12 noon to 4 p.m. is our counseling time. And every Friday is an evening with the Lord from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with an exception of the second and last Friday of every month, which is a special Friday, is a tarry night, and is tagged a night with God. Come expectant and you won't go back the same. And our Sunday services are 2 services. The first is 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and the second is 10 a.m. to 12 noon. You can also watch us on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page on Touch TV. Come expectant and you won't go back the same. The Lord bless you.
All right, come expectant, and of course you won't go back the same. Ladies and gentlemen, of course it's high time I draw the curtain for this. Join me as I also take you through the countdown for the week after this session, and I'll be right back. Go nowhere, I'll be back shortly. Thank you.